Why?
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
When the whole family comes together to watch the game, nobody wants to miss a second of the action to run to the grocery store. With Instacart, you can get all your weekly groceries in as fast as an hour. Less time shopping means more game time. Let's go. Visit instacart.com to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
Leading Ladies, a concert in celebration of Women's History Month featuring Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, Christina Perri. At the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York on Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this amazing night of music dedicated to uplifting women's voices. With Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, and Christina Perri. Odyssey's Leading Ladies presented by Olay Body. Buy your tickets now at kingstheater.com.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Showtime. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Ready.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
This is a sacred moment between a boy and his father.
Say what you're trying to say. What kind of weirdo are you?
Jeff Lutz.
And it's frustrating when you don't hear me, because I'm speaking very clearly with direct language.
I can feel the love.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
It's all happening. It's all happening. It's all happening.
And you're invited to partake of it.
Stand by for action.
Welcome back, everyone. The Bob and Jeff Show, KFH Radio, Monday edition. Tomorrow, I believe it will be the 3-man booth.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. And then you're out Wednesday and Thursday. Is that correct? Is that what I'm to understand?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Well, I think I'll go to the 5A tournament. I was just going to go for Mays South at 6, but Capen's there, Andover's there. I might want to see all of that.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
Coming up, the Bob and Jeff draft fictional movie athletes.
Yeah.
Athletes, or can they be coaches?
No coaches.
Just athletes.
Just athletes. We can do coaches another time. That can be a category of its own.
Athletes.
Yeah, athletes. Played a sport on the big screen.
Huh.
But not a real person.
I don't know if I like that category.
Well, you might lose.
Well, listen, I'll do fine. It depends on, do I get the first or the second pick? By the way, I was looking up during the break, Pete Maravich, 3 years at LSU, from 67-68 through 69-70, played in 83 games. Only 83. He averaged 44.2 points per game. He did take an average of 38 shots per game.
Oh, really? That's it?
He shot 44% from the field, and he took an average of 14 free throws per game. He was shooting the ball all the time.
He was getting to the bucket. How many assists?
5.1 assists, his career average, and he averaged 6.4 rebounds.
I mean, he could play, but that's a lot of shots.
Well, sure it is. Who do you got the greatest shooter ever? You want him to shoot?
Is he the greatest shooter ever at 44%?
He's one of the best shooters. And if he'd had the three-point line, how many of those field goals? He made almost 17 shots per game for his career.
Wouldn't have been stupid to shoot from long range?
Say that he made 6 or 7 of those three-pointers. You do the math.
But why would he? I mean, I guess if he had a three-point line, he would have used it. But I don't buy this. Oh, well, if he had a three-point, why would he shoot 20?
Because he shot a lot of three-pointers.
Why would he shoot 20-footers?
Because that's what he did. He did that anyway. Because he could make them.
But what's the point if you can make a 12-footer or you can get to the basket?
You take the shot that's open to you.
And he only took 3,154 shots.
I'll tell you what, right now, when I got the ball, they didn't say dribble in, take that 12-footer.
Well, did you have a three-pointer?
Lutz, shoot. That's all I heard from the sideline.
Well, it would be stupid if every shot was
Now,
the same amount, why don't you shoot from half court
There
then?
are some who said that shoot came from the opposing team, but I'm not buying that.
See, you take something that's enjoyable
Man, am I ever gonna?
and you make it not enjoyable.
Am I ever gonna not be funny? I mean, what?
How
How old do you have to get to where
53?
you're just not funny anymore? That was
Somewhere
good.
in the early 50s, I think it left you.
Caitlin Clark,
not
on
your
the
early
other
50s,
hand,
the decade.
has in her career averaged 28.3 points per game, taken fewer shots.
How many fewer?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. She's taken an average of 20 per game
in
in
how
her
many
career.
games?
And she's averaging 8.1 assists, 7.1 rebounds, but it's a different game.
How many games has she
She's
played?
also made a lot of three-pointers in her career.
How many games has she played?
A bunch, 130. Pete played 82.
So she's taken 2,600 shots, still 500 fewer than Maravich.
Yeah, but she's played 48 more games.
Fewer shots.
Imagine
Doesn't
those
matter how many
48 games when Pete's averaging 44 points per game. If I'm doing the math correctly, that's close to another 2,000 points.
Imagine Caitlin Clark.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
What is Caitlin Clark shooting?
No. Do you understand what I'm saying? She's shooting 46%.
Okay, so she'd have way more points at 38 shots a game.
Pete shot 44%.
So she's better. Next. That's settled.
She's a better player than Pete Maravich. Is that what you're saying?
Relatively speaking, yes.
No, leave the relatively out.
You can't.
Did you ever see Pete Maravich play?
That's all I ever did was watch him play.
You weren't even born.
Loved him with the Jazz.
This is right in my wheelhouse. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but you're wrong.
There was a time when I just everybody was a Pistol Pete guy. I mean, he's a mythical figure in sports history.
Whatever.
No, he really is.
How many points does Caitlin Clark have?
A lot.
Tell me the exact number.
Well, I'll tell you when I get to it. I can't find it right now.
It's totals.
No, I'm not looking.
Well, I'm going to do some math.
She's averaged 28.3 points per game for her career. And it's been a remarkable career. I think she's just phenomenal.
36.85.
What math are you doing? You're the worst math guy I've ever seen. This number will be nowhere near
a game.
You've already gotten confused. 35.7. If she takes 38.3 shots per game, then 37. You're not even in the ballpark of what you're trying to think about.
If she had taken 38 shots a game at her scoring pace now, she would have 7,001 points.
No, that's
Your
wrong.
thoughts?
That's wrong.
No, she takes 20. She'd be shooting 38. That's almost double. So she'd have 7,001
points. My point being that there's two record books, and Pete Maravich is the all-time leading men's scorer. Caitlin Clark is the all-time leading women's scorer, and that's where we leave it. For this show, that's where we leave it.
She could
the bylaws of the Bob and Jeff show will not allow anybody on this show in the future to ever say Caitlin Clark's the all-time leading scorer.
Can she get to 4,000? She needs 315. How many games do they have left?
Well, they got 2 regular season. They got up to 3 in the tournament.
3 or 4.
And up to 6 in the NCAA tournament.
So maybe 11 or 12 games.
How many does she need?
315. So if she averages 30, then yeah, she's got it.
She's got 2 in the regular season, 3, 6, potentially 11 games.
Only 3 in the Big Ten tournament?
Of course, they're not
There's
making
38 teams in the Big Ten.
They're getting a bye for crying out loud.
A bye to the finals?
Yeah, they're going to play 4 days in a row when they are 19-3 in the league.
There's 86 teams.
Please learn.
Yeah, the Big Ten, we have...
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to really focus on this.
You get a bye into the round of 72.
I want you to focus on this.
I mean, good
And
God.
when you're wrong, all you do is lash out.
Where'd I learn that from?
All you do is lash out. Try to divert the conversation.
It's a stupid question.
She's got potentially 11 games left. maximum. And I'm going to try to watch as many of them as I can because that's how enjoyable it is to watch her. But it was also just as enjoyable to watch Pistol Pete in the day. We didn't have the opportunity in the 60s to watch as many games, but when he was on, you made sure you watched it.
Iowa, you're right, but you don't even know why. What is this?
They have 2 regular season games. They'll get a first-round bye in the Big Ten tournament.
They get 2 byes.
Okay.
But if they only got a first-round bye, they'd have to win 4.
Well, good. They got 3.
The teams like Rutgers, they have to win 5.
I don't care what Rutgers has to do. I've not spent a minute thinking about what Rutgers has to do to get to the NCAA tournament.
You haven't?
I don't care.
What about Minnesota's women?
Couldn't care less.
All right.
Just couldn't care less.
Well, that's you.
I'm an Iowa Hawkeyes fan and a K-State women's fan, and we'll see how those 2 teams do.
I hate to break this to you, but I don't believe that Iowa has any regular season games left.
No, they have 2.
I don't believe that's accurate.
Well, but it is accurate.
Then why does the Big Ten women's tournament start Wednesday?
Well, because they play tonight and tomorrow.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, good for them.
You don't know what you're talking about half the time.
I must not.
I don't think the women's tournament does start this week.
It does. I'm looking at the bracket.
Well, I think you're. I don't know.
So they have 9 games.
Well, then not as many
at the most.
But good luck to Caitlin Clark as she pursues whatever record is next.
Don't just throw out, oh, they have 2 games. I don't like that. I don't like when you do that.
Do what?
Just throw out, well, they have 2 games left. Why would you think that?
I thought they had 2 more regular season games.
It's over.
I think you're wrong.
You can think whatever you want.
Do.
The Big Ten tournament starts on Wednesday. Iowa plays Friday against one of 17 teams that could get to that round. Actually, it's just Wisconsin or Penn State at 5:30 on Friday, March 8th. Just the deal, man.
Well, I'm still going to stick with I think you're wrong.
I'm sure you do.
And until I see it with my own eyes.
What are they having to say about Pascal Siakam there?
I don't know. He's been a bust.
That's too bad.
The Big Ten, yeah, I guess they have played all their games.
Sure have.
Ohio State, the number 1 seed. Iowa, Indiana. Those are the 3 teams to watch.
All right. Well, we'll watch them then.
Yeah, we will
Sounds
watch.
Good.
So, Shockers have looked really good 2 games in a row. What's that?
I don't know.
Colby Rogers he looks like the best player in the American.
Well, he hasn't missed
He's making shots like crazy. They're playing.
They made a bunch of threes the other night against Rice on Saturday.
You know, the American is
mediocre.
Fun conference. I watched Memphis and UAB last night. Memphis was down 22 in the first half. And they won by, what? Almost 20, right?
They did?
I've never seen anything like the Memphis Tigers. They are all over the place. And when they put it together, they are unbelievable. They are so good.
But they could be also really, really bad.
Why is that?
Volatility. I don't know what makes them volatile. I assume it's missing shots and laziness defensively that they could fall into.
They won by 19. They outscored UAB 60-26 in the second half.
That's tough to do.
David Jones is one of the best players in the country. He's been compared to James Harden, and I completely see it. He also reminds me some of former Shocker left-handed marksman.
Let me tell you
Aubrey Sherrod.
Who that might be.
Very much reminds me of Aubrey.
Just because they're left-handed?
They just play the same. They look the same. Aubrey was James Harden before. Didn't have the ability to handle the ball the way Harden does and the way Jones does. But
shooting it,
they just looked the same. Had the same shot. Just kind of moved the same.
That lefty stroke always looks pretty smooth.
I like watching Memphis. I do. I like watching them.
When does that conference tournament begin? Probably next week, right?
Next week. They got games left, man. Shockers still have one game. They go to Tulane. Next weekend. They're off all week. Right? Isn't that right?
Dude and I were trying to watch that Wichita State game, but they, for some reason, at Old Chicago West did not have it.
You and Duda were at Old Chicago West without me?
Yeah, we took a little.
How does that? Tell me how that happens.
I said, hey, you want to go to Old Chicago? And he said, yeah.
Well, he had some beers. What did you have?
Water and pizza.
Why wasn't I sent a text?
Well, would you have gone?
Well, but no, don't get there. Why wasn't I sent a text?
I don't know. That's a good question.
What do you think the reason is?
We didn't think he'd go. There's no, he wouldn't.
Was that talked about?
No, not even a little bit.
Did you say, I wonder if my dad will go, should I text him?
Mm-mm.
Did he say, shouldn't we text Bob?
Nope.
Well, that's just unbelievable to me.
We both had our wives out of town that day. He had his kids, but, I had an empty house. So, it's...
Well, what about me again? I keep going back to that.
Jumped over to Old Chicago.
It's just right down the road from me.
Yeah, not too far at all.
Wouldn't I have enjoyed that?
Would you have?
Well, why wasn't? This will anger my wife.
It will?
Yeah, she doesn't like it when I'm shut out of things.
Oh, like I'm shut out of everything that goes on in your life?
No, this is different.
How?
We do the radio show together.
Would you have gone?
No, don't try to backpedal
I'm asking.
now, because that's weak.
It's due to listening.
That's so weak. Would you have gone?
Well, would you have?
I don't know. I might have.
So you would have come out.
This was Friday night?
Saturday.
Saturday? You were with him Friday night and Saturday?
No, not Friday, just Saturday. Did
you go before the game or after?
After.
Well, of course I would have gone. What time was it?
About 6:30, 7.
Oh, that's a shame. That's really, really a slap in the face.
It is?
Oh, my God.
Well, next time you'll come out.
There's no next time. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, you should have been, were you with us?
No, it's not anything I should have been.
Yeah, you left us on, what was it, Thursday? That's when we talked about it. That's when we started talking about it.
Yeah, I had someplace I had to get to.
Well, did you hear that conversation?
No, I didn't hear it.
You listened.
I didn't hear it.
You're lying.
No, I was listening to MLB channel.
Okay.
Not supposed to say that, but thanks for putting me into that spot. All right, we'll take a break. The Bob and Jeff draft is next. Fictional movie athletes is the category. We'll each make 8 picks, and we'll put those lists up on Twitter for you to vote for after Max casts his vote.
Can't wait to win.
Back in a moment.
How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
When the whole family comes together to watch the game, nobody wants to miss a second of the action to run to the grocery store. With Instacart, you can get all your weekly groceries in as fast as an hour. Less time shopping means more game time. Let's go. Visit instacart.com to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
Leading Ladies, a concert in celebration of Women's History Month featuring Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, Christina Perri. At At the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York on Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this amazing night of music dedicated to uplifting women's voices. With Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, and Christina Perri. Odyssey's leading ladies presented by Olay Body. Buy your tickets now at kingstheater.com.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
All right, we are going to do the Bob and Jeff draft. We do it most Mondays here on the show. We each pick 8 from a given category. What do you call this where we go in this kind of order? There's a name for it. What is it?
Snake.
Huh?
Snake draft.
Snake?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I'll call.
Okay.
Or do you want to? You never.
Well, I'm looking at it, so it's better for you to call.
All right, I'll call heads. It is tails.
I will go first.
Oh, you're going to go first.
Of course. There's only one pick here.
Well, that's all. It all boils down to who's that first pick.
I need a pen.
This isn't fair.
Give me a pen.
No, you're not getting a pen.
I need something to write with.
No, I don't have a pen.
There's one right there.
You're cheating.
And of course, I'm going with Rocky Balboa.
Well, that's just ridiculous.
How is that ridiculous?
Well, it all matters. Oh, that's all that matters.
That's not true at all. There's plenty of people.
I'm gonna have trouble winning now.
Well, that's your problem. Definitely not mine. There's plenty of people that you could choose, especially with 2 picks, that could get you back toward a
I'll get
respectable
I'll
list.
Get some people.
I bet you do.
I'll go with Happy Gilmore.
That's not one of them, but good luck.
And
one-time tour champion Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
All right.
And Dottie Henson from A League of Their Own.
Well, you lost.
No, ESPN did kind of a tournament on this very category.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And their final 4 were Rocky Balboa, Happy Gilmore, Dottie Henson, and one I'm not going to mention in hopes that you don't.
I don't really care who it is because I'm taking Roy Hobbs. The Natural, they called him.
Whatever.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, he didn't make it very far in this tournament.
And I'm also going to go with Crash Davis.
Well, that'll kill you.
It will?
Yeah.
Bull
you just
Durham?
lost it.
Bull Durham lost
you
it
lost
for me?
it. I'm going to go with, from He Got Game, Jesus Shuttlesworth.
A high school player. Good.
And my next pick is from Major League, Rick Vaughn.
Okay, good.
Well, I've reinforced. I've done a wonderful job here.
I don't even think you got the best guy from Major League.
Well, pick him.
Willie Mays Hayes.
He's not, but nice.
Rick Vaughn failed as a starter and had to close games.
It's a character.
It's not.
Fictional movie athletes.
Fictional movie characters, it isn't.
Yeah, there you go.
And my next choice, man, I got to go with my guy, Rod Tidwell.
Now, that's a terrible pick. Washed up athlete.
Washed up? He had 1,550 yards.
I get 2 here, and I love where I'm going to go with this.
Well, go there then.
Let me find him first. Apollo Creed.
Yeah, you're doing good on B players.
And Ivan Drago.
This is the second billing list.
Well, getting both of those is brilliant.
It is?
Yes. Brilliant.
Well, I'm going to get Benny the Jet Rodriguez. And this isn't even fair to you. And I'm going to go the Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso.
I guess.
I mean, this is an absolute clock cleaning right here.
Well, you won't believe it when you see what happens on Twitter.
I can't wait.
My final two are gonna be. I don't know if I have two left.
There's plenty of people out there.
Well, I'll figure that out.
Figure it out.
My final two are gonna be this.
Go for it.
Monica Wright from Love and Basketball.
What? That can't be true.
And my final pick is the one and only Ricky Bobby.
Oh, my goodness. This is sad.
What an unbelievable list.
Monica Wright?
Yes. Did you ever see
Of
Love
course I saw Love and Basketball. Who played her?
Monica Lewinsky.
I don't think that's correct.
Did you ever see that movie?
I own the movie. I love Love and Basketball. But to say Monica Wright is your character that you're drafting?
Yeah.
That's Sana Lathan is who played her.
Yeah, and she
you can look it up.
In this ESPN, she got to the Elite Eight.
Well, that's sad. Hopefully those people aren't voting in our poll. And I don't believe they will be. You've left me so many that it's almost impossible to sort through. But obviously, I'm taking the greatest high school athlete in the history of cinema, Jimmy Chitwood.
He was listed number 100 on a list I saw.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. He wasn't even in the – let me see where he made it on this list.
You know people love Hoosiers, the movie Hoosiers?
Jimmy Chitwood wasn't even in the – oh, yeah, he was knocked off by Jesus Shuttlesworth in the first round.
Sorry, Jesus Shuttlesworth can't hold a candle to Jimmy Chitwood.
Here are my people. And this is going to be just an annihilation.
I agree.
Happy Gilmore, Dottie Henson, Jesus Shuttlesworth, Rick Vaughn, Apollo Creed, Yvonne Drago.
How many losers can you pick?
Monica Wright and Ricky Bobby. Awful. Who are yours again?
Rocky.
Remind me.
Rocky. You don't even
That's
need
a good pick.
Don't even need a last name.
That's the only one.
Roy. I mean, let's go first names. Crash. Willie. Okay, Rocky Balboa, Roy Hobbs, Crash Davis, Willie Mays Hayes.
Davis was knocked out of this thing by Roy Hobbs.
Roy Hobbs.
First round.
Crash
You got
Davis,
a bunch of first-round losers.
Willie Mays Hayes, Rod Tidwell, Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Rod Tidwell wasn't even in the field.
Well, again, 110 receptions, 1,550 yards as a slot receiver.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez, not mentioned.
Daniel LaRusso and Jimmy Chitwood.
The final four in this official ranking of the greatest fictional characters in movie history, here are the final four. Okay?
Don't care.
Dottie Henson, I got him. Jesus Shuttlesworth, I got him.
Dottie
Happy
Henson.
Gilmore, I got him.
Who's Dottie Henson?
Rocky, that was played by Madonna.
You have no idea.
I know.
Dottie Henson, I got him?
Of course. Yeah. You got Daniel LaRusso, good one. You got nothing. Max,
7th round, Daniel LaRusso.
Come in here and break the news to Jeff,
First
please.
of all, if you're going to pick a karate guy, you pick Twy Chang Kane Danielson. Twy Chang Kane would have killed him.
Exactly.
Dottie Henson was actually based on what was her name? Dottie Green, played by Gina Davis, played her, but
so that's a disqualification.
She was like almost a real person. They just changed her last name.
Sorry that he loses then for that. That's a technicality. I would have won anyway, but we'll go with that.
If you're not first, you're last. And did you ever wonder, Bob, how Drago hit Apollo Creed once and killed him, but hit Rocky like 100 times? And
he's never seen that movie.
Yeah, Rocky's overrated.
Rocky.
Well,
it's Bob's birthday.
I take it you're going with my list.
Bob's birthday. I'm not going against a birthday, dude.
There you go.
That was nothing. That was just sentiment.
Listen,
who won the last
one? Your birthday, he'd probably go with me.
Sure.
Who won the last one?
Well,
I did.
There's no objectivity there.
Blowout.
Objectively, who would you have taken, Max?
He had Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. Plus Apollo and Drago.
Well, he picked him last, so
Happy
he is a
Gilmore. You should have got the Hanson
it's just
brothers.
An unbelievable list.
Jonathan E. from Rollerball. James Caan. You guys missed some.
All he did was take people who died or quit.
Well, people who died.
Max,
died.
good job. Thank you. always agree with your selection. So there you go. It looks like yet another win coming down the pike.
I doubt it.
For me. I mean,
I would be so ashamed of my community. I might move.
Really?
If I lose. Because clearly I'm not welcome here with my
Well, there you go. Maybe
ideals.
Now, I don't identify who's listed.
I picked you last time, Jeff.
I understand that. But again, if my philosophies on life are rejected to that degree, when clearly my list is better, then I need to go somewhere else.
Well, we'll see what happens. All right, Joanna Chadwick joins us. We appreciate her willingness to come on basically whenever we decide to have her, because I've forgotten several times. How are you, Joanna?
Well, I feel like now we have bad blood because you forgot me.
There's no excuse for it, but I'll blame Jeff.
It's my fault, Joanna.
That works. Hey, I was going to sing you happy birthday, but then when you forgot me, yeah, I have no desire to sing you happy birthday, but I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. That's very nice of you, and you don't hold a grudge, and we love that about you. So state tournaments in high school basketball, boys and girls, going on at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sites across the state. Which of the classes, and I know your answer to this, taking away your wonderful husband and the great job he's done at Derby in Class 6A girls, which of these state tournaments has a chance to be the best, in your opinion?
Well, I think Class 5A tends to be, just because there's so many local teams out there, that I think that tends to be where our attention goes. I really thought that I was ready in the answer in my head. We're going to point out that why do we have so many stinking sites and what should we do about that? And I love the fact that there is conversation going on about how we could get teams from the semifinals through the finals in one spot instead of having to do it at so many sites. You know, even if you could put it in 2 spots, put 6A, 5A, 4A in one spot for the semifinals to the championships would be great. But that's obviously not what you were asking, so I'm going to go with 5A.
5A is a good one. 6A is fun too, right? With 3 City League teams joining campus, which is, I guess, technically in Wichita. That I don't know that we expected that. Northwest has had a really good year. I watched them Saturday. They're pretty fun, and East pulling off a couple upsets. That's fun too.
Well, East getting that upset, I think their first round upset in Sub-State was definitely impressive. And they're obviously playing very well here at the end, which you love to see. And frankly, campus, I mean, I don't know. I think that the way Derby was playing at the end of the season, you know, they won like 9 of 10 games to finish, you know, including their first round postseason game. But campus, boy, playing a rival like that is incredibly tough. And I don't know if you saw that final play of Case and Thomas's basket, but it was really impressive. You know, that loose ball hit the shot. I mean, just really exciting there.
Yeah, that's campus is a team to watch. I know they have a tough one in Heights, but that'll be a fun game. I would point out the girls' Class 2A. Here are the teams. You've got Leote, Wichita County, undefeated at 23-0. Rapid Heights, Blue Rapid, 18-5. Hope at 22-1. Riverside at 21-2. Pittsburgh Colgan 23-0. Eureka 19-4. Hillsboro 22-1. And then the independent school, which beat Cheney all over the place earlier this year. They're 19-3. That is a loaded field. I like that stuff.
Yeah, break that down for us, Joanna.
I'm just saying I like that field.
Well, I mean, and the thing is literally, Jeff, when he said 2A, I was like, oh, man, this is not what I'm prepared for. But I think that obviously independent girls, they are definitely a team that you do want to watch for. And I think that they've got a lot of talent on that team. And again, I've mentioned Zoe Buckner before on this very show as someone to watch. She's only a freshman. And, Hillsborough is always one of those teams that you have to reckon with in Class 2A. But to me, it is records are really tough this time of year. And I am not a big fan of looking at records because I think that there are certain areas of the state, and I'm not saying this specifically to 2A, I'm just making a general comment, that there are certain areas of the state where you can go unbeaten and it doesn't mean anything. And then there are certain areas of the state where you can go. Yes. I've told my sons know that rule. Yeah. Well, who said wow? It is absolutely the truth. It is very rare that a Southeast Kansas team will come in like Class 5A. They come in with like this gaudy record, 22-0, 21-1, and then they lose first round. I mean, it's happened too many times for you to not make that statement. It's just like Pittsburgh Colgan boys. How many times did we see them with not a very good record, and then they come in and they would win the state title?
Well, what's the difference? If Southeast Kansas is so bad,
we're talking more about the upper classes of Southeast Kansas.
Pittsburgh Colgan, yeah, I mean, they're just, I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it. I couldn't tell you a team that they play in their regular season, so could you just stop asking questions, Jeff?
Sure. I'll ask this one, though. McPherson, can they be challenged in 4A? I don't see a team out there that's going to give them a run for their money. Certainly not
Watch Hugoton.
Hugoton. Should I watch Hugoton?
I think Hugoton will give them a run for because this McPherson team is really good. They can score in a variety of ways, and they're fast, and they hit the three, and they rebound well. They play really good defense. They force a lot of turnovers, get a lot of steals through the course of games. And I don't know. I mean, they are so deep. Their starting five is really strong, but they go past that starting five.
The difference there, Hugoton's got a tough first-round matchup in Abilene and then potentially Atchison, while McPherson plays Fort Scott, Southeast Kansas.
Right. They're going to just drop them.
And then either Baldwin or Circle. I know that Hugoton team. A lot of people talk about how good they are. They're way out there in Southwest Kansas. They fly under the radar. We don't see them. But I just, following Twitter the way I do, a lot of people talk about them.
If you asked me to guarantee what team will win a state title, my first or second choice would be the McPherson boys.
Well, that's fine.
Along with Mia's girls, although we'll see.
I don't know. It's hard.
Are the Mia's girls a lock, Joanna?
Yeah, it's really hard to pick against them. I mean, they're just so good. I can't pick against them, even though I really like the McPherson team. I really like Wellington. I just can't pick against Miege.
All right, let's talk about the one near and dear to your heart, the Derby girls, coached by your husband. They have Shawnee Mission Northwest in the first round. Then they potentially get Heights, and that would be a fascinating game. I'm going to be out there Wednesday evening watching Derby and Heights first and then Derby. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves because they're playing both are playing really good teams, but isn't that the game we want to see?
Well, obviously that's the game we want to see, but you're right. I'm not getting too far ahead of myself. But when it comes to that sort of a matchup, I think it would be a very fast game. I think it would be a very exciting game, the type of basketball that we like to watch. I don't know. I think it would be a hell of a game to watch, to be really, really honest. It's the kind of game that I think I could be speaking too big, but those two opponents, the way they play, I think it would be one of those games that should draw people to that girls' side to be able to say, wow, this is good. This is good basketball with a lot of talent on those teams. But both teams, my goodness, there's a lot of talent. and young talent too.
Yeah, that could be a good one. And of course, the other story, your husband Brian coached for quite a few years at Heights with Joe Auer, of course, on the boys' side. So I'm sure he has great feelings about Heights. Go ahead.
He did start out on the girls' side too. That is where he started out at Heights, was as an assistant with the girls and getting them back into the state tournament consistently, and then he moved over to the boys.
There you go. Thanks for the correction. I always appreciate that when our guests correct me.
Hey, you know, I am married to the guy, so I probably know more than you.
Well, we'll see you out at 6A. Thank you, Joanna.
Bye, guys.
Joanna Chadwick, Vype Magazine. A little rundown on the state tournaments coming up this week. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow.
How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
We all agree that reducing carbon emissions is a good thing. And once again, Toyota is leading the way. We hear a lot about fully electric vehicles, and Toyota has them with more on the way. But we also know a BEV is not for everyone. Whether it's because of cost, range, or concern about finding a charging station when you need it. Plus, the raw materials used to manufacture batteries are limited. Enter Beyond Zero, Toyota's vision for a carbon-neutral future. In vehicles and in manufacturing plants, too, in the years ahead. The materials used to make just one long-range battery for an EV could be used to make batteries for 6 plug-in hybrids or 90 gas-electric hybrids. That's why Toyota's position today is electrified, diversified, empowering you to choose how to reduce your own carbon footprint with the vehicle that's right for you. A hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or battery EV. So shop, learn more, and get details at toyota.com/beyondzero. Toyota, let's go places.
Leading Ladies, a concert in celebration of Women's History Month featuring Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, Christina Perri. At the King's Theater in Brooklyn, New York on Wednesday, March 20th. Tickets are on sale now. You don't want to miss this amazing night of music dedicated to uplifting women's voices. With Kelsey Ballerini, Meghan Trainor, Elle King, and Christina Perri. Odyssey's Leading Ladies, presented by Olay Body. Buy your tickets now at kingstheater.com.